Hey everybody, this is SequelCentric. We take a look at follow-ups in the media to see how they stack up against their predecessors. I'm Sandra, and he is the Wade to my Vanessa, Nate. How you doing, Tool?
Excellent. Tool, fool. It was tool on this one, but fool on the
It
other
works.
script where Stuffy was supposed to join us. So great, doing great. Ready to chat about this love story that's been overlooked far too long from SequelCentric. What's new with you, and how was your birthday?
I had a good birthday. I spent it with you,
Yep.
as you know.
Where did we go?
And shut your mouth. I'd like to tell my story now. Don't make me get my pan
Was
out.
it in a galaxy far, far away?
I'm gonna smack you with my frying
That's
pan.
right there.
Yeah, I know where it is. And you're gonna set the house on fire.
But at least it was with a Mia Bella candle, all natural wax.
I don't think insurance is gonna care. Oh,
You shivered? Is it cold?
anywho,
How'd your birthday?
I had a good birthday. We went down to Temecula and we had lunch at the Cheesecake Factory.
Courtesy of.
My sis, I'm getting there. I'm pausing for effect.
I'm just helping you along.
I didn't ask for your help.
Well, you got it anyways.
I don't want it unless I ask for it.
Well, you're getting maximum effort today.
So we went to the Cheesecake Factory. We had lunch, courtesy of my sister. Sent me a birthday gift card. So we had the works. We did drinks,
Yep.
appetizers,
Got a free zero
main
Coke.
course, and dessert.
Yep.
We didn't eat it all. Took about half of it home.
Doesn't matter.
But that's okay. It was dinner.
It's okay. We convinced the cheesecake staff that Josie was a service dog, even though she's 16 years of
I
age.
didn't convince them. All we had to do was tell them that she was.
Yeah. Well, I think it's because I was honest.
Yeah.
You know, they
Bent the rule.
well, I said, what's your policy with dogs? I said, what's your policy? Do you allow dogs on the
Patio.
patio? And they're like, yes, they got to be a service dog. Is it a service dog? I'm like, well, it's an elderly dog. And the hostess, whose name I didn't catch, she was very nice. She's like, well, if you tell me it's a
Dog.
service dog, I gotta allow it. I said, well, yes.
She's a therapy dog.
She's a she's a
Which is
service.
true. And she
So
is.
then they're like, okay, now follow Wendy out to the patio or whatever that
Okay.
is. So,
I was waiting for you to come back going, nope. We got to get it to go.
nope. See, it pays to be nice to
Even
people.
if we did have to get it to go, we had a plan.
Yep.
We were going to go have lunch at the duck pond.
Yep.
Where I used to go when I was a kid with grandma.
Which grandma is that? Grandma Tony?
My grandma.
Gotcha.
But anyways, yeah. And we went to Joanne's, the big Joanne's in Temecula. Browsed around, didn't find nothing. I'm very disappointed in myself. I didn't buy one thing.
Yeah, on your birthday.
I didn't buy
Like if there's any
I
day.
didn't buy one thing. I didn't buy multiple things. I bought Zip.
Yeah, if there's any day to break the rule.
I know, right?
Or the rule, there's an exception to the rule. It's your birthday
And then we went to the Mega Dollar Tree.
in French Valley,
Yeah.
hidden behind the Stater Brothers.
Yeah.
And the-
We're
and
like,
the-
where is it?
and
The
the Del
map says
Taco.
it's right here. So, and then we came home.
Excellent.
We were all exhausted and passed out.
And then I had to go to work the next day. Excellent. Well, before we dive into the brilliant or insane mind of Wade Wilson, let's welcome our any newcomers who have found us, as well as our tried and true regulars. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe bell, as well as the notification bell. You don't want to miss out on any new videos or hot takes or rewatch or listen to episodes like Venom: Let There Be Carnage, since the third Venom movie's coming out this year, or Blade 2. Facebook or Instagram is another way to stay connected with us.
Bird?
Yeah. We post upcoming live streams along with movie suggestions like 1987 live action Masters of the Universe, because the Masters of the Universe Netflix thing came out, which is getting rave reviews. Check us out on facebook.com/ SequelCentric or Instagram.com/SequelCentric.
Now it's time for some housekeeping.
Gotcha.
If you're looking for some more sequel-centric content, head on over to patreon.com/SequelCentric. And for one banknote from Free Guy, you can access another Ryan Reynolds movie.
Yep.
You can access.
I'm just here waiting for you to tell me more details.
You can access extra content like our Ditch List 2023 or the extended cut of the Super Mario Brothers
movie 2023. Speaking of Patreon, we here at SequelCentric would like to thank our super and outrageous tier patrons who help extra on this channel, like Marty and Jonathan, as well as other patrons like Sean and
Chris McDaddy, Super Dick.
No, Super Trick. Read the script. Don't be funny.
No, it's Patreon. I can say it.
With your help and with your help and everybody's help, the studio has made
help.
several upgrades over the last 3 years, like a new monitor, which you can't see, the lovely muff mic, and the sign that usually sits behind us, but we got this lovely display. Try us.
That you keep trying to knock on the floor.
Yep. Anyone at the anyone at the super and outrageous tiers get to select sequel movies like Once Upon a Deadpool, which Stuffy would say it doesn't sequel, which even though she hasn't seen it, or a spin-off film like Logan for us to review. Try us at those levels today.
It was right there.
I was pausing for dramatic effect.
Oh. You want to read it again?
Nope, I'm keeping it in.
Today's spin-off movie is Deadpool, selected by SequelCentric, and is currently on Disney Plus for your viewing pleasure. What's up with your What's up with your history with Deadpool or the X-Men IP?
What's my history with Deadpool and X-Men? Excellent questions, man. Hitting all the hard-hitting questions today.
Yes, I am.
X-Men for me goes way back to reading the comics when I was a teen, plus the awesome 90s X-Men cartoon. There's the live-action movies from 20th Century Fox Company, which is now owned by Disney, which ties into Deadpool 3. Deadpool, on the other hand, I was aware of his character, but really didn't know him. I knew he had a mouth on him, and he was a mercenary. His mouth, even Stuffy's got a mouth, so they have a lot in common. She might give him a run for his money. I didn't know he broke the fourth wall, like Ferris Bueller, which is one of our favorite. It might have been on our favorite 80s movies list. Check that out on Patreon. What is your history with the jolly man in the red suit?
I knew nothing.
I know
I was
nothing.
my own level of nerd growing up, and then you came along, and now I'm a super nerd.
Okay, well, there you go.
And the only reason I know anything about any of the comic book characters is, well, aside from like Batman, Superman, the mainstream superheroes.
When you started watching X-Men and Spider-Man before the MCU happened?
Yep. Nope, that was you. It was all you. But before you, I only knew like the mainstream Superman, Batman.
Okay. I'm sure you knew Marvel.
Flash, Spider-Man.
Yeah.
That type of stuff.
Yeah.
I watched those cartoons.
But the Super Friends and
any of the extended.
Yeah.
That was all.
The small plethora of Spider-Man cartoons.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Learned it all from you.
Should we head on over to some movie facts?
I don't know, maybe.
Okay, movie facts. Here we go. Deadpool released on February 12th, 2016. Sounds like a Valentine's Day movie to me. What do you say, Sandy?
Sounds like a President's Day movie.
Okay. Rated R with a running time of 108. There was a Deadpool comic where he killed all the presidents.
Really?
I read that on the... maybe I'll throw future Nate, throw a picture right here. Excellent. Director Tim Miller. Written by Rhett Reese and Paul Wernick. Music by Tom Holkenborg. I'm trying to say with a Swedish accent. Distributed at the time from 20th Century Fox. The budget was $58 million, but the box office return. Sandy, drum roll. Excellent. $782.6 million. I would say that's a bit of a success.
That's a few extra pocket pants,
Yeah.
pocket money.
We'll have a fun fact down at the bottom about that.
Quick summary of the movie.
Excellent.
The merc with the mouth, tracks down the baddie Francis to fix his face and save his girl with a taxi cab driver, a teenager with an attitude, and a semi-famous CGI X-Men.
Yep, that's about it. Thoughts and
Pretty
impressions?
straightforward.
Yeah. I mean, minus the fourth wall breaking, the comedic events,
Satire.
the curse language, which I feel fits appropriately in everything, and
Deadpool.
well, yeah, when we watched, maybe we'll review Blade Trinity, but when we saw Ryan Reynolds in that movie as what was his forgot his name.
Yeah.
Anyways, I saw him, I'm like, oh, he would be perfect for Deadpool, even though I had seen him in Van Wilder and I think Waiting at that point. So he's always had that like sassy mouth.
Sarcasm, yeah.
So I mean, he's the perfect person for it. Thoughts and impressions there, Sandy?
I enjoyed the movie from the very beginning.
Yep.
Had a good storyline. I thought it had lots of comedy as far as language and phrases and pretty much. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, like you said, this movie lets you know what you're in for at the very beginning with the credits.
Intro credits.
Yeah, because it doesn't tell you like producer is
Such
James
and
Mac.
such,
Yeah. It's like producer, asshat, CGI character. It's
Some douchebag.
moody teen. It's so. I mean, right at the get go, it's setting you up for what you're in for.
Setting you up for the mood.
Yeah, exactly.
Of the movie.
And there's always something in the beginning intro that I miss every time we watch it. Like there's a comic book, there's a People magazine that has Ryan Reynolds on it with says "Sexy Man Alive," or the Hello Kitty lip balm, or something like that. But besides this being a comic book movie and a revenge movie, at the heart of this movie, it's a love story. That takes place in the 20th Century Fox X-Men universe, alongside with the Daredevil Elektra movies and the Fantastic Four movies with Chris Evans as Johnny Storm. And it's a great story where two lovers find each other in a crazy world. Your turn, Red.
You want to talk about some pros and cons?
Let's hit the pros and cons.
I just said that.
I was agreeing with you.
Okay, I was summarizing.
Excellent. Ladies first.
Well, obviously my favorite thing, my pro for me is all of the sarcasm and smart ass remarks and
Yeah. I agree. One for me is the fourth wall breaking throughout the movie.
Yeah.
I mean, all the way to the very, very, very end.
Very end. Post credits.
Past all the credits. And that one, the few people, when we saw it, the few people that I guess were within our age range.
That understood it.
Understood the reference. We all just like, well, no way! Can't believe that. But I guess Deadpool or Ryan Reynolds is making...
The first time we saw it,
is honoring the fact that, the Ferris Bueller movie was, I guess... There was some other fourth wall breaking in other movies.
Right.
Like Duff and I had talked about the Smokey and the Bandit movies and the support your local sheriff, support your local gunfighter. But this Ferris Bueller was the one where he did it throughout the movie. So, that I think that was his way of honoring that movie. I mean, he was even dressed up in the same robe and the towel on the head or whatever. No, wait, I'm getting that confused. But yeah, he had the same robe and everything. It was like just amazing.
Right. And he even points it out where, he's talking to, he's breaking the fourth wall, and I think it was damn, now I forgot his name. The CGI dude.
Colossus?
Colossus, thank you. And he's like, he says something, he's like, I'm not talking to you, I'm talking to them.
Yeah.
And he looks at the camera.
Um,
So yeah, he even points that out.
yeah. It's a love story, like I mentioned, but at one point in the beginning of the movie, when
It's a
Deadpool,
very demented
yeah,
love
yeah,
story.
in the very beginning with the scene, the fight scene on the bridge of the freeway, and he kills one guy with the two swords, and he breaks the fourth wall, saying, "Wait, my boyfriend said this is a superhero movie, but this guy just scared this other guy." It's like, let me tell you the backstory. So yeah,
Uh-huh.
um, another,
It's a very dysfunctional.
yeah,
That's the
yeah.
word, not demented, dysfunctional love
Um,
story.
if Steffi was here, she would probably say that Deadpool is the best character in the X-Men franchise.
But she's not.
No, but we're gonna give her that credit there.
All right.
Anything else?
Uh, the music in the movie is pretty much bang on the money.
Yeah. Throughout the whole movie,
Yeah.
whether it's Wham or that,
Wham!
yeah, or the when
Wham!
Deadpool, Colossus, and Teenage Nuclear, whatever, when they're walking, they're playing that whatever that music is, that rap. I don't know if it's rap
Yeah.
music or whatever. It's on point. As Kaylee's generation would probably say, the music slaps or is on fire.
Right. So,
Um,
I do like that the way that they tell his backstory and how he became Deadpool.
yeah,
And why he's going after this guy Francis.
yeah,
I like how they explain all that to bring you up to speed.
yeah.
So that
It's not
and-
the typical comic book movie like Spider-Man, whatever, where they start with the beginning. They
Right.
throw you in the action, and then I don't know how much creative control Ryan Reynolds had over this movie, because I know the second and third one he's got a lot, but like the points where they do the backstory fits in nicely throughout the throughout the movie, where like I said, there's the beginning scene with a fight on the freeway and everything's it's action. You're like, oh my god, and all of a sudden it like pauses, like, let's go back to the beginning, and you're like, what? This we were just in the middle of you skewering someone with your two
Right.
katana blades.
right.
One more thing that I would say is this movie, and I'm sure Duff would agree, you don't need to see any of the other X-Men movies.
No.
Even though there's like 13 of them.
you
You can
don't.
watch this one straight up. I mean, I love their reference at one point when Colossus has Deadpool handcuffed and he's dragging him along.
Yeah.
And Colossus goes, "We're off to go see the professor." And Deadpool goes, "Stewart and McElroy, these timelines are just confusing."
Oh yeah, McAvoy.
Yeah. McAvoy,
Can't
yeah.
believe he's been in all this stuff I've seen him in. It's like, wait a minute. He's in a lot of movies.
Well, there's
and
a
shows.
there's a catch-22 for me before we get to the cons. That
Oh.
is Weasel. I just like
Why?
I see why he's there, but he's not a pro, he's not a con. He's just like right up.
Just there.
Yeah. Just
Okay.
like
Well, do you have
certain
any-
parts of the movie we don't need them, and other parts we do need them. But it's just whatever. Cons.
I don't have any. Do you?
There isn't a director's cut or an extended cut.
Oh
Like,
my
Deadpool
gosh.
2?
I would be. I might be afraid to see that. That would
know?
probably be on Mother Tucker's no watch
I mean,
list.
Deadpool, after the theatrical cut, 20th Century Fox, I don't think it was, it went straight to DVD. They had the super duper cut. And then, as Disney and 20th Century Fox were negotiating the deal for the TV and movie IPs, Ryan Reynolds wanted to let Disney know, hey, if we need to tone it down a bit, we can. So they refilmed some stuff, and then they did the Once Upon a Deadpool, which is a PG-13, which I still want to see just to compare and contrast, even though my Wonder Twin, Stuffy, keeps, yelling in my ear, it doesn't sequel. It doesn't. Well, how do you know unless you see it? Like the whole, like when she's saying, like,
she's being prejudgmental.
yeah, like Home Sweet Home Alone. Before we did our review on Home Sweet Home Alone, which we need to redo because the audio is hideous, but she's like, it doesn't sequel. Why are they British? I'm like, I don't know. I gotta see the movie to find out why they're British. God, calm down.
I know, right?
Excuse me.
Anywho's,
Let's run over some fun. Let's run over some fun facts.
I'm gonna run you over.
Excellent.
Uh,
Fun facts there, Sandra.
Fun facts. We have the development of Deadpool movie started back in February 2004.
That's 20 years ago.
Shut up! In 2004, with Reynolds in mind, even before they stitched his mouth in X-Men Origins Wolverine in 2009.
Yeah, I never. That movie might be on a. It's not a burn it. It's not bad. It's not a watch it. It's not a burn it. It's kind of ditch it. But if you want to absorb everything, it's not that bad of a movie overall. But the sheer fact that Reynolds was in there, played Wade Wilson, and they stitch his mouth, and you're like, what? It's like, that makes no sense.
Well, I have to watch that. An enthusiastic response to leaked test footage Tim Miller created with Reynolds led to a green light from Fox in 2014. Didn't make sense to me.
Deadpool received the highest grossing rated R film at the time, which bypassed Logan, which was rated R. So that was impressive. So that with Logan, it was impressive. Then Deadpool surpassed it, obviously, with the box office returns,
right?
Which obviously, by that, it's like, well, we got to do a Deadpool 2 as soon as possible, which we got a quick turnaround with Deadpool 2 in 2018.
This flick has received 2 Critics' Choice Awards and 2 Golden Globe nominations. Pretty darn good.
Yeah. I didn't even know that until I started trying to rustle up some fun facts. You got
so
you got any got a favorite line or a favorite scene? Of course, Stuffy would say the whole movie and the whole dialogue.
All of it. Well, there's the scene in the beginning. Well, it's in a couple of places where when he jumps in the vehicle and they're doing the slow motion shots and he's, beating everybody up in the car.
Yeah.
The car scene, I guess.
I know I don't say this, but don't swallow.
Yeah. And here's, does a face plant into the seat. Ooh, Corinthian leather.
Rich Corinthian leather, which was in the test footage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That whole scene, there's several lines in there.
There's a few slow points in the movie, but they don't last that long. But overall, it's fast paced, high octane. It's great pacing overall with all the action, and just if you like Ryan Reynolds in other movies where he's a smart ass, I mean, the Deadpool character let them ramp it up to the next level.
Is there a movie where he's not a smart ass?
Somewhere, I'm sure.
I haven't seen one yet.
Well, even with that,
but that's not a bad thing.
No, I still want to see the one with him with Dwayne Johnson and then Gal Gadot.
Oh, Red Notice?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was good.
One of my favorite lines.
It has a nice twist in it. One
of my favorite lines, which if Stuffy was here would agree with me, is towards the end of the third act, it's like she's gonna do a superhero landing. She's gonna wait for it. Woo! Superhero landing. That's really gonna be hard on the knees later.
Yeah. Another one for me was, I guess, third act.
Yeah.
And he's, going after Francis, and Francis is like, what's my name?
Yeah.
And, he's like, I'm going to spell it out for you. And he starts killing all of his guys using the bodies to spell out Francis.
Yeah. I think Francis was, when you first introduced to Francis in the first part of the movie, in the flashback, his name is Ajax, and Wade's like, that doesn't sound like a real name, but he found a lab coat with his real name on it, Francis. So, so he just kept calling him Francis. But when they had their first encounter, and it looked like he did defeat Deadpool. I guess he left him for dead. His last remarks was, what's my name? So he kept saying that throughout. The movie, what's my name? What's my name?
Can you think of another movie where the character's name was Francis and he hated it, so he went by a nickname?
Do you?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Summer School.
Oh, it was that Chainsaw?
Chainsaw.
Oh, ah!
He calls him Francis.
Yeah.
And he's like, no.
I know. Tension breaker had to be done. Oh, my God. We should do a list of great 80s high school movies. That's on there. That's oh my that's a
That's a good one.
over to favorite scenes, even though the lines and the scenes kind of
Oh yeah, they
intertwine.
blend.
Another like favorite line scene for me is the still it's like right still maybe toward the tail end of the first act where it's at, in the flashback and the way the camera is angled, it looks like they're going to be romantically involved, and Wade Wilson goes, time to put balls in holes, and then it pans out and they're standing
back,
up and they're at a arcade place and skee ball.
Playing skee ball.
And Vanessa goes, I get it. You love skee ball. Apparently you'll love it. You'll love it. You'll love that more than vagina. And then he goes, it's a tough call.
Yeah.
Any other lines and scenes before we go to the verdict? We don't want to spoil too much, but
I don't, and I think the next one would kind of spoil it.
Yeah, this movie's got a lot of great.
I'm gonna.
It's hard to narrow down. We could go on it for about an hour just talking about all the.
I mean, well, there's the taxi cab driver that he keeps getting.
Yeah.
And the first time he's telling him about he had a love interest and he got stolen away by his cousin, his sneaky cousin, and so Deadpool kind of gives him advice on what to do about it, and so then the next time he's in the car he's in the taxi with the guy, and they're cruising along, and they hit a speed bump or something.
It was a pothole.
Or a pothole?
The big size pothole, yeah.
Oh, it was a pothole, and you hear this thunk, and he looks down, and he's like, "What was that?" Nothing.
Yeah.
But he's got this nervous look on his face. Yeah, that was funny.
Yeah. You come to love that taxi cab driver, and I'm glad they put him in the sequel.
Yeah.
So yeah, whether he's in the third one, who knows?
We'll find out.
But he's definitely in the second movie, which is great because he's got no superpowers or anything like that. But he's part of the Deadpool team.
Yeah.
So should we head on over to see if it sequels? Okay. Sandy, does this movie sequel?
Yes, it does. Big time for me. I give it a buy it.
I
love the storyline. I love the characters. I love the crazy
antics.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I can't say that word for whatever reason.
Yeah.
But overall, great movie.
Yeah. For me, it sequels as well. It has action, romance, a couple of superheroes, plus it's a very tasteful rated R rating. I would put it up there. I would put this movie up here being like a masterpiece, something that speaks to me, and it's pretty much amazing from beginning to end, like the first Back to the Future movie or The Empire Strikes Back. There's like few movies that just it hits on all cylinders, and it's just a pleasure to rewatch over, and you don't get tired of it. I know Stuffy, if she was here, she'd probably tell us I don't know, she must have watched it like 37 times. Not in a row, but seems
if
like...
If she had the videotape, she would have snapped the tape.
Basically, yeah, like the Breakfast Club, yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but for me, I'm with you. It's definitely a buy it in the SequelCentric camp. Let's do a little quick podcast, and within a podcast...
Why?
Not quite will it sequel because we haven't seen a trailer yet, but we do know that Deadpool 3 is coming out this year, and a trailer is supposed to be hitting any day. The trailer probably would have hit by the time this is released on Patreon. So
hopefully
what I've told you and what you've read about Deadpool 3, what's your opinion?
Interesting.
So if anybody doesn't know, Deadpool 3, they're pulling a storyline from the comics where apparently Deadpool killed like one Marvel multiverse or whatever. Excuse me. So what they're doing here is because of the Disney bought out the 20th Century Fox Marvel characters, and they're absorbing into the MCU. That's where Ryan Reynolds or Marvel, someone came up with the idea. Well, okay, Deadpool goes in and kills off the 20th Century Fox universe. So he pulls, I think, Logan, Wolverine before I think the Logan movie, and so they're doing time traveling. Some of it has to do with the end credits of Deadpool 2, where he's going across, kills the bad Deadpool from X-Men Origins Wolverine, kills Ryan Reynolds before he accepts the Green Lantern suit, and a whole bunch of other stuff. So, but but more and more details have come out after the strike, where like Jennifer Gardner's reprising her role as Elektra. Ben Affleck may or may not, probably may not. Daredevil. There's a rumor that Chris Evans may be a cameo as Johnny Storm, which would be cool. What else? Channing Tatum, Mr. Magic Mike himself. Channing Tatum.
I like Channing Tatum. Who's that?
Magic Mike.
That's his
Channing Tatum, Magic Mike himself, is going to be Gambit finally, because he was supposed to be in a solo Gambit movie, which never produced.
Really? So I like Gambit.
So well, you'll see him in X-Men Wolverine Origins.
Gambit.
I'm excited about the storyline, but I keep hearing about all these cameos and how it's gonna gel. I get like strong Spider-Man 3 Tobey Maguire vibes, along with Joel Schumacher's Batman and Robin, where there's so much stuff going on.
Yeah.
It might turn into a complete shit show. I mean, you have any? I mean, besides like, well, we gotta wait to wait.
We don't want to do that, but yeah.
But
wait and see what they do. And it's all speculation. We don't know for sure yet.
Yep. That's it for today's review on Deadpool. Post your thoughts and comments below on this spin-off flick or any of the other 20th Century Fox sequel movies, i.e. X-Men, Elektra, Fantastic Four, or New Mutants. That's another X-Men franchise.
And don't forget to check out our other content on YouTube and Patreon. And you can listen to us on most podcasting apps.
And until next time, ask yourself this one question. Stuffy? Oh, wait, she's not here.
You want to try that?
Until next time, ask yourself this one question.
Does it sequel?
Bye. Maximum effort! I was gonna say.
Ready?
Me.
Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. What's
a doe, a deer, a female deer. A ray, I drop a golden sun. Me, a name, I call myself.
Catch a tiger by the toe.
Na.
If he hollers.
Tea, drink
Let
a
him
jam and
go.
bread.
My
If you want us to review The Sound of Music, post
It's
down in that
not
comment.
off of anything.
I know. It's been off of other musicals.
No, it's not.
Oh.